Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Director's Garage Live. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, and well, today, folks, I got a lot of stuff going on. I've got some stuff going on at work. I've got the show, the new episode went up this morning, and it's doing okay. Not one of my higher watched things. But that's all right. They can't all be like Top Gear. I thought they would. I thought this one would do real well because it's, you know, it's brand new. This is a brand new headphone, and a lot of people are interested in it. And they had a lot of people ask me about them, so I thought for sure that one would do well. But oh well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, happy Wednesday. Cheers, everybody. We're halfway there. Got a lot of stuff for sale in the Director's Garage sale down below. I'm going to give it a couple of days for you guys to have a chance at it, and then I'm going to put it up on the Headfi network and see if I can get some stuff sold. Had some interest on the Susvara. That's kind of cool. But it was a guy in France, and it was kind of like, the shipping. So, yeah, going to be kind of brutal. Going to do a little box opening a little later today, and I already told you what it is. This is the Revolver. The problem I have right now, I'm going to show you. We have a little issue with doing an unboxing right now. And that would be this right here. Say hi, Holly. It's his ass. So, can't really do much about that. until Holly decides to, vacate the desk area. You're a good boy, bud. He's had a rough day. It rained in LA today. Rain. He does not like rain. I'm going to take these off because it drives me crazy to hear my own fold back. You being a good boy? He's like sleeping. What a great day. What a great day. Cheers. How we doing, everyone? How's your Wednesday? How's your week? I've got some stuff going on with work, so I may have to duck into Narnia here for a few minutes and clear up anything that's not being done properly. This is usually me. I'm going to type one thing real quick, fellas, and then I'll get back to you. Later today. This is all scripts that are going out. Hey, you know what? I got to show you guys something. Yesterday I did an interview with this lady right here. We're going to do a little action here. Live action. That is Chaka Khan. Chaka Khan from I Feel For You and all of that. But I remember her more from the 70s with Rufus and Tell Me Something Good. And we did an interview for an upcoming special that's going to be here. I can't talk much about it yet because it's still being worked on. But interviewed her myself, which is not always the case. Usually I have somebody with me that is an on-camera personality. Not that I'm not an on-camera personality, but, you know, face for radio, right? So at least on the network television level. But I actually did this interview. I did 50 minutes with her, and we talked about all sorts of stuff and about her career and her, and this other topic that we're doing this special on, which I can't reveal right now. But really cool interview. She's way shorter than I thought she was, but she has huge hair. But it was a lovely home, lovely woman, and really gets it. And I asked her about funk. She's known as the Queen of Funk, although she's done a lot of jazz singing over the years. She's known as the Queen of Funk, and I said, and she's like, well, I don't like to be, pillboxed into that little envelope there. And I said, yes, but it is an honor. She's won 10 Grammys, and I said, and Holly just left the premises. I said, you know, the thing of it is, she's like, I don't like the word funk necessarily. And funk, you know, there's a misunderstanding about funk. And I said, well, look, I said, my definition of funk is it's where soul meets rhythm. It's that heart-wrenching soul, but it's shaped into unusual timings and rhythms. And I said, and the thing that I think you can take from it is you hear music in a way that nobody else or that few others do. You can, you know, blues and soul are 2 and 4. The beats are on the 2 and the 4. Funk, you'll put it on the upbeat. And you'll put the emphasis on the upbeat, or you'll do a 5/4 signature, or there's all sorts of crazy timings with funk. And to be able to sing to that rhythm, you know, there are great singers who can sing in pre-produced notes, but so many people can't catch the beat and don't understand where the accents go and where you emit you add the emotion to the song. And that's really cool, and that's something that she's been able to do throughout her. I mean, listen to Tell Me Something Good, and like how that's like kind of a sexy, you know, song, and just amazing, and follow that rhythm and try and count it. It's amazing. It's a really cool song. One of the things I do, you know, it's a nerdy thing, but if you're into music, I'm always looking for the time signature of something. So I'm like, this is really interesting. Why can't I, you know, what makes it so interesting? It's an odd timing, and the emphasis going on a different beat than normal. It's not just 2/4. It's on you know 1/3, or it's on 1/5, you know, or it's something really crazy, and like James Brown used to do, you know, just amazing stuff. So there you go. So I interviewed Chaka Khan yesterday, and she posed for a picture with me. She posed for the picture with everybody. It wasn't just me, but she's like, yeah, I want to get a picture. It's really cool. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler, you know, when you're meeting these legends. You know, 10 Grammys, 50 years in the music business. And if you can make it 50 years in the music industry, I mean, that's frickin' special, because it's a hard life. Especially if you're a young performer and just starting out, because the music industry is a money machine that is built to eat you, you know, if you're a performer, or if you're an artist. And we talked about Prince a little bit, because she worked with Prince. Prince gave her I Feel For You, and they worked together. And she's like, you know, he was somebody who tried to change the model of the business, and it didn't work, and it ultimately was, you know, part of his downfall, and part of what ate him up so much is that he wasn't able to change the business in the way that he wanted, which was to publish himself and to own himself and to promote artists through a different venue than the studio system, which was so brutal on so many young artists who got bad deals, and you know, a lot of bad stuff happened. So there you go. Okay, hang on, I gotta respond to somebody real quick, and then we'll get into the chat. So that's it. You know, that's really that was what I did yesterday. It was a long interview, and really entered. You know, I got to geek out. It's great when I get to do it, because I don't always get to do it. It's usually somebody else, and I get a couple of questions at the end that I can go revisit and redirect the interview in a certain direction that I want to do. But when I get to sit there and actually do the interview and ask the questions, it's like, you know, then I get my nerd on. I get to really ask the questions that I want to know, you know. What was it like working with this person? And what was it like working with that person? And when you cut this record, what was going on? You know, how did that decision get made for this? You know, it's just fun stuff. Really fun stuff. Very cool. Very cool. So Holly's left the premises. We're going to wait a little bit. I'm going to get a couple more viewers in house, and then we're going to take a look at the new Revolver live. This is the LP version. It just came yesterday afternoon. And I don't think unless you're press, a lot of people haven't seen it. So there's a book in there. There's all sorts of stuff. So it should be kind of cool to check out together. We'll do it live. I don't know if you remember that reference. Great broadcaster. Okay. And Bill O'Reilly. That's an old outtake. Look it up sometime on the internet. It exists. Profanity omitted for the purposes of this broadcast. All right, let's get into the chat. Again, cheers, everybody. Hi-Fi Boog, cheers. Leon, cheers. Victor Ennis, cheers. Gonna read all your stuff in a second. Leon says, hi, Michael. Got the LCD-4 last week in wood, and what can I say? The best vocals I've heard in a headphone so far. The detail, the clarity of the music is just a completely different league. Yeah, and I said this last week. I do think that, and for the purposes of the shootout, it would have been a crime not to give the Abyss as much as I would, my personal feelings about Abyss as a company aside. I can't deny that how good that headphone is. So it had to win the shootout, but I could have made a case if you start factoring in value for the product. I would have probably picked the LCD-4 because $2,000 thereabouts. You can go up to 26 if you want some pristine, gorgeous model or whatever. But an average pair will cost you $2,000. I've seen them for slightly under. I got mine for I think $22,000 or $2,200 or something like that. Not much money. I mean, in the relative, it's a lot of money. Let's start there. But in the relative echelon of where headphones live right now in the price scheme, it's a steal at $2,000 because it outperforms most of the field. It really does. It's an exceptional, outstanding headphone. Granted, you have to amp them well, but you don't have to amp them they're not as picky as the Susvara. They're not as picky as the Abyss. They're harder, more difficult to amp than the Elite. But if with a decent amp, you can get by with the WA11 Topaz on the road with the if you wanted to bring them. They're kind of heavy, but you could do that. It's a viable option, and of course any of the iFi amps, the IDSD Signature or the Diablo would drive that LCD-4 just fine. It gets better when you get into better amps, and they scale as do most headphones, but just fantastic and a great buy. Compared to his HD 800S and Empyreans, but damn, they are heavy after an hour of listening. Yeah, they are. They're a chunky monkey. And the HD 800S is a different animal because the HD 800S will give you a soundstage that the LCD-4 can't. And if you really want a great soundstage, the HD 800S is there. Nobody's going to tell you made a mistake in buying that headphone. And then the Elite or the Empyreans, they're more of like a pleasure, like a guilty pleasure. They're like something you can watch a movie on and something you can, music is great, but they're so comfortable. They're hours and hours of listening type of comfortable, and they're drivable by any source. An iPhone will drive the Empyrean, and it's amazing and it's wonderful, and it makes awful tracks sound great, whereas the LCD-4, it's revealing. If you put a shit track through it, it's going to sound like shit. So very interesting stuff. But yeah, cheers, brother, because that's a great headphone, and I'm loving the hell out of mine. It's fast becoming my most used headphone. Holly's back. Say hi, Holly. Hi-Fi Book says his LCD-2s are heavy. Yeah, the LCD-4 is even worse, my brother. Loves them, though. Got his SA6 Ultra this week. That's good to hear. Hi-Fi Book, congrats. How's it going with that? LCD-2 are extremely light compared to the X, and the 4 is a brick, but it fits well in the head. Yeah, it does. And it's comfortable. At least it's comfortable with the mods, whoever had the headphone before me. They put those other pads on there and a little more sturdy, robust head strap. thick. Works. And Andrew Ganley, there's a new name. Hey, Andrew, welcome to our little party here in the afternoons. Cheers, my friend. Cheers. Welcome, welcome. Andrew says, have a pre-owned Audeze LCD-2s. Headphone heaven. Yeah, absolutely. And you can, boy, the LCD-2 you can pick up for well under $1,000 now. What a deal. Victor Ennis. Cheers, Victor. Hey, pal. He's getting close to pulling the trigger on getting the Bathies for his daughters who are in dorm rooms in college. I know I just got them, but what do I think? I'm using them more and more, Victor. And where are they? They're right back here. I've been using them more and more. Now, I'm not doing a lot of critical listening on them. But I'm using them at work because I work in an office and a lot of people typing away and stuff. And man, I mean, all but the very top stuff, it reduces like the highest frequencies. It reduces, like, just cuts the noise floor out altogether. You just can't hear anything, like with in the room with the because that's the star of the show, right? Is the noise cancellation, and then you've got a decent driver. It's the same driver that's in the Celeste, by the way, in this headphone. I don't know if you knew that. And these are magnesium on the outside and then aluminum for the band. That's where they're getting the spring from, not magnesium. They're getting it from aluminum, and then this is stuff. This is like a precursor to my. In a sense, because I started writing that episode, the sound, what do I call that episode where I break everything down? I don't remember my own show anymore, folks. This is pretty bad. When I do the official full review, so lame. I'm just drawing a complete blank right now. But when I do the full review of these things, and it's going to be like, it may even be the next episode, because I spend more time with these than I have with the Meze, the 109s. I haven't had a lot of time with them, and these have been with me at work every day for weeks, a couple weeks now, since I got them, and so I have a lot of experience with them. And what I'd say is they're a little bright in some cases, but I know people say that the Bose and the Sony and whatever, they're all like even more advanced in terms of noise cancellation, but I have not heard anything. They're expensive though, man, and send them away to kids with college for $800. I'm like, get a couple pair of Bose, or even a couple of pair of the Final Audios, and they'd probably do all right with those. And tear them up, kids, because they're $150. I can replace them easily. These things, I mean, you want to care for these a little more because they're really nice. I mean, and they're really expensive. But that said, they're giving you better performance than stuff at the lower tiers. I think. I think there's definitely more detail. There's a really good image on these. Soundstage is better than I expected. I was really expecting everything to be really tight and kind of confined, especially because these things are tight. I mean, compared to the Utopia, these things are right on your ears. The cups are smaller. The physical cups are smaller, and then the cups, the inside of the cups right here. These guys are smaller. I did a comparison. This is from the Focal. This is a Focal ear pad, and this is for the Utopia ear pad, or even Stelia, same ear pad. And they're bigger, right? This is a much bigger deal. So yeah, they're smaller cups, they're smaller ear pads. Comfortable though, comfortable enough, and I wore them all day at work. I mean, still got the band over the head thing, which screws my hair up, but there's not that much up here anyway. JTBs. So what do I think? I think they're a pretty good pair. They've been growing on me. I've been wearing them more. I've been using them more, certainly at work. They're pretty nice if you're going to have an over ear in. And at work, I sometimes use IEMs. Burbank Flight Path, folks. Burbank Flight Path, right over the house. Yeah, there's they're good. I've been using them more. They have some cool features. Couple things I'll tell you about. There are 2 levels of noise cancellation on these things. There's a pass-through mode, which I demonstrated. It's like it's really good because the microphone starts feeding the audio from the room into your ears along with the sound from the headphones. And then there's a cut, and the main cut is the one that's like the standard. It cuts a ton of sound out of the room. And then they've got like a cut light. It's only like 20 dB reduction. So if you want to be able to hear some of the room around you, you can actually hold the button down, the noise cancellation button down longer, and it will go into a lesser noise reduction mode. It won't quite, it'll let some frequencies through or give it some presence. So it's got 3 different modes as far as noise cancellation. I found out what the mystery button does. This is for Google Assistant and for Alexa. It doesn't work with Siri, I don't believe. From all the literature, I haven't tried it either, but according to this, it's for Alexa and for Google. That's what the mystery unmarked button does. And then you can wire them, and like I said, I actually kind of preferred these things on the Bluetooth over the wire, which is the first time I think I can ever say that. And then there's a DAC mode, which I have not tested yet, and that's something that I'll try it. I usually use the DAC, one of my other DACs, but I'll try it. I'll give it a shot and see what I think. And then the other one is the rocker with the middle punch. You push in the middle of the rocker, volume up and down, and then you hold in the middle to activate the Bluetooth and go into pairing mode. And then if you're going off of the USB-C, which also charges them, you can go to DAC mode there, and then I can hook them direct to the computer, and the computer will feed it raw audio, and the DAC inside the headphone will do the decode. And that's how that works. So that's basic. That's like everything you need to know. I just gave you. That'll be in the sound check in the next episode or whatever. Those are the key features that you should know about. And they're good. I just don't know about sending. Man, when I was in college, if somebody gave me a pair of headphones, like the first party, they'd be trashed. Get the Kagger. Hey, let's stand on our head with the headphones on and see if we can't hear ourselves vomit. It's too fun. It's too fun, folks. We're having too much fun here. So cheers. We're at Wednesday. JTB says his definition of funk is going a few days without a shower. Okay. I don't know. I can't say that I've gone a few days without a shower, but JTB, if that's what you're into, my friend, I'll celebrate your, just, stay out of the director's garage. Please come in showered. Nephilim81. Cheers, brother. Missed you last week. I think you came in late, right? Good to see you guys. Anthony Berryman says, Michael, you need to purchase. I need to purchase. Famous words. By the way, Holly just jumped back up on the desk. So I got to put off the box opening for a little bit. Holly, why don't you say hello to everybody? I'm going to put you on camera again. Nah, I won't. All right. Anthony Berryman says, you need to purchase. Any sentence that starts that way, I start wincing. Just telling you, I get a rash. The Audio Technica ATH-WB 2022 to compare with the Bathies for the Director's Garage portfolio. Anthony, if you want to buy those for me and send them right over, I'll be happy to do that comparison. I got other things I want to buy, I think. But if somebody wants to lend those to me, I'm happy to do a comparison for you. I did buy these with my own money, so they're sticking around for a while. I don't see myself selling them, and they're working. They're actually, I'm using them. So if I'm using them, they're going to stay. That's kind of the rule, the loose rule. Unlike the Susvara, which I haven't used at all. Oh, Holly, you're sitting on you're sitting on my headphone. That's... Oh, he's freaked out, I think, because we did get rain today, guys, in LA, which is rare. I mean, our last day of rain was probably 6 months ago, so it's a desert out here. They charge us for our water. Pixel Pipe says, hey, Mike, it's time for headphones and chill. Is that what we're doing? Maybe I'd rename the show Headphones and Chill instead of the Happy Hour Hangout. Too much. Anthony Behrman says, I hope you get to sell your Sultan soon so you can purchase the Noble Viking Ragnar. He just can't get the sound out of his head from Kenjam Luncheon. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I got to find somebody to buy the Sultans first. Sell them for $1,800. I think that's a good price. That's like a fair price, I think. I've seen them for $1,600 if they're just bone stock and kind of beat up. And these are in pretty good condition, and they're a special, like, pinecone purple thing that Moulton did himself. So I'm like kind of like, well, I think it should go for maybe a couple hundred more over like what a base stock one would go for. And I've got the box and I've got the flight case, and the one I saw didn't necessarily have the flight case with it. So there's that. So I'm hoping it sells. I think I've got them at a reasonable price. There's some people who have some customs online for over $2,000, and I'm like, oh, I want to keep them under $2,000. And I think that's around what I paid for them anyway. I think I paid around $2,000 for them. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I gotta keep track of this stuff for taxes. Yeah, I really need to do a better job. But whatever. Yeah, I want to hear, and I definitely want the Viking Ragnar. That's going to be a direct replacement. I'm willing to put the money towards it to get the Ragnar from the Sultan, because I trust John, and John deadpanned to me when I asked him what the sound of the Ragnar is, and he said, the best headphone. Okay. Take your word for it, Mr. Moulton. Thank you, sir. He's the best, man. He's the best. Had some great conversations with Mr. John Moulton, Dr. John Moulton, the audiologist behind Noble Audio. Amazing guy. Victor Ennis. Oh, Anthony Behrman says, Victor Ennis, go listen to the Bowers and Wilkin PX8 and compare them to the Bathyes. You might be very surprised if they improve, because I'm telling you, I had the P7s with me wired on my trip to London, and I'm like, I couldn't believe how bad they sounded comparatively. Like, after listening to all these great headphones, I actually put them in a bag and I pulled out my IEMs and listened to IEMs the whole rest of the way. I thought I'd be like chilling with like a cool like travel pair of headphones. These, to me, these run circles around the P7 Bowers and Wilkins. I haven't heard the P8, so I hope they redid the driver or something and made them better. Nephilim said his Bubinga Wood Cup LCD-XC are 710 grams. You think it's the heaviest headphone on the planet? I believe it. You're going to get those, what are they, the trapezoids. You're going to be massive, man. You're going to, you're going to look like the Hulk. Anthony Behrman says, oh, he got mine recently, totally agrees with him. Hi-Fi Boog, that was an inside conversation. Hi-Fi Boog says, the wife said no audio purchases this week. Well, dude, you kind of did it up with the what was the what you call it stack, the thing you bought, buddy. I can't remember the name of it. I'm just so my brain dead. Victor says if his daughters trash them, he might have to tear up their birth certificates. He can no longer claim them. You know, the Apple, you know, the kids are wild, man. It's girls gone wild in college, so just be careful. The good points on the headphone. Yeah, there are things about these that I really like. I don't think, look, sound-wise, I really like the trick of these. To me, is the sound reduction, because on pure sound for a closed back, I would take these Mezes. The lyrics are just spectacular compared to what I get out of these. And these get bright. These go a little bright on me on some tracks, especially female vocals. So far, You know, I gotta do some deeper listening, but I've been using them a lot just for like playing back interviews and stuff at work and writing scripts, because it cuts the noise out of the room. And, you know, a bunch of people talking in the room and whatever, it cuts most of that out. I'm shocked by how good the noise reduction is. And for that alone, Focal deserves some applause. Give these guys props for developing one of the best. I don't know if it's the best because I haven't heard everything, but it certainly is one of the best noise cancellation algorithm circuits that I've ever heard. And that's being fair. I'm just perfectly honest. I don't know about the tuning. I'm a little. And they boost the sub a lot. I think that's just because they figure people are going to watch movies with them, and I think that's part of it. But at college, you know, you're playing the boom boom music, aren't you? I don't know. What do the kids listen to these days? It's not Chaka Khan. Last Rhino says he would spend up to $1,600 on a pair of beat up IEMs. Insane. Yeah, but that's the hobby, man. I mean, we're all sick. It's the curse, man. That's what we do. Yeah. The prices are just out there, man. The prices are just out there. But if you want to hear what that, next level thing is and what it sounds like, it's going to cost some money. But I still say, new, that headphone is over it's like $3,600. The Nobles. So I'm like, you're getting a $3,600 headphone for $1,500. Yeah, you're getting some scratches or whatever on it. It's a little scratchy denty, but they still sound great, and you're still going to get the Noble experience. It's just not going to look as good. The cosmetics are chewed up, or it doesn't have all the packing or whatever. So the packaging. So I mean, I know it's nuts on some level, but I mean, we're also in a world where $6,000. We have Abyss headphones going up in price as they age. How does that happen? Talk about screwball. And the Susvara is still $6,000 new. Selling mine, I think, for $42. And they have the case, original box, all that stuff. Not the case. There's no case. It's just a box. It's a nice box, leather box with a brushed aluminum thing. It's what Hifiman does with all their high-end headphones. Buy them, please, so that I can buy something else. Anthony says, unfortunately, can't. They cost $3,000 he's saving for his own Noble Viking Ragnar. Well, I support that. Oh, Holly, you're right in the flight path, mister. We got to do a little unboxing here in a few minutes. We're a half hour in. I want to reveal the Beatles to these guys. We're going to do some Beatles. Do you care about the Beatles, Holly? Oh shit. Why'd that turn off? That shouldn't turn off. All right. Wow. Oh, it ran out of battery. Oh, that means something's not plugged in? Oh, something must not be plugged in, guys. No, that's plugged in. How odd. Okay. Huh. My overhead camera, guys. It just shut off on me, and usually it just runs off of power. Like regular old power. There's Holly. Still sitting there. Here, can we get you on camera? Oh, there's his head. There's his head. Oops. Oh, I'm doing the thing. I'm going back to Chaka Khan. Hang on, guys. There he is. There's Holly. Say hi, buddy. Can you look up? Can you look up? No. He doesn't care. He didn't care. He's like, I'm on my desk. Because this is my desk. Brother. What are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to put these away real quick. How can I do this with Holly sitting here? I know what I can do. Hey, Holly. This is the secret, guys. Want some treats? Hey. Want some treats? Want some treats? Here. You can get them. They're on the floor. But you gotta move. Having a discussion with a cat. Cat conversations. Next, Director's Garage. Oh my god. But I got a collar on Holly now because he ran off one night. I put a little air tag on him, so now if he goes within like 100 feet of another iPhone, we can track him. He'll come up on my iPhone and say, boop, found Holly. He's up at the neighbors. Hi-Fi Boog is getting closed backs next. Yeah, you know, and I've been doing a little more on the closed back stuff. Because I had this big open back shootout, I've been moving a little bit into some closed backs, and I really want the ZMF Verite closed. That's the headphone that I'm sort of after, I think. That's the one that and there's a lot of them on HeadFi right now. They're still a little on the steep side as far as cost. I don't know that they're, I don't know that they're where I want them yet. I want to see them in the like $1,800, $1,600 range, and they'll get there. They'll easily get there. All of the ZMF products, they don't hold their value like some of the others for some reason. I don't know why. And the people who list them at super high prices, they sit there for months. I mean, they just sit there for months. It's like an endless circle. Cheers, everybody. I cut him off. Okay, quick, guys. We're going to go into Beatles mode. I'm going to clear the desk where he was laying on all my... See, what he does is he comes up on the desk, jumps up there, and then he starts spreading my papers around. Just all my bills and stuff. He just, like, grabs a stack of them and goes with it. So, let's get into this box here while we can. Oh, Holly, you want to go out? There you go, bud. Go have at it, bud. Do I have a knife? Do I have something to open this box with? So there it is. That's the outer layer of this. Boy, I'm going to do something really bad if I can't find a knife. All right, layer one. You see there's my Daconis. There's some cat treats up there. Desk is a mess, folks. It's a mess. It's a mess. All right, well, it looks like it's just a single piece of tape. Maybe I can... Oh, boy. That sounds good, doesn't it? Maybe I can just rip it. Can't believe I can't find my knife. It's buried somewhere. Scissors, maybe? Do I have scissors? I have scissors. Oh, I found my scissors. All right. Whoa! Camera shut off. Camera's fail-less. Well, how did that happen? That's odd, guys. I don't know what to do about this, because normally it says no card. This doesn't matter. This thing should run off of AC power. Or off of DC power. Alright. Well, here's what we're going to do. Live on the air, I'm going to do a battery swap. This is attractive. It's a good look. Battery dead. We put in new battery. That's what we do. Where's the battery case? There it is. Case. Plain. The miracles of modern television. Nothing works without a battery. Look at the size of this battery. It's tiny. This is the, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is the Sony RX100 version 7. Yes, there were 6 other versions prior. This is the most recent. And I got it because I upgraded, because I had the RS V5 and I skipped the 6. And now the 7 has eye autofocus, which means if it's pointed at me, it will find my eye and track it. It's amazing. All right, let's see if we can we gotta get the video back in here. Shoot, there we go. All right, I think we're in business. Hey, turn on. There we go. Battery. There's the old battery. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so here we go. So we talked about the mouse last week. I'm not going to go into this again. Talk about my uplight because, you know, I have bags under my eyes. All right, got scissors. This is all very, very pre-planned. Like, Jesus, so lame. All right, so here's the box, and let's take a look at it. All right, let's see what's in this. Are you ready? Wah! And we got ourselves some packing plastic. And we'll take this off. Oh, I think it's got to kind of rip out of here. All right. There it is. There it is. There's the Revolver set. Pretty heavy. This is a chunky little prospect right here. And so looking at it from the side, you get 3 records apparently, and then you get a Revolver book. So doing some Beatling today, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Let's just pull this. So according to, let's look at the back. It's made in the Czech Republic. You can see that? Made in the Czech Republic. What? We don't have presses here. So you have the original Mono Master, and I believe that that's sourced from... Let's see if I can get this all on camera here. Boy, my mouse is just in the way today. Let's put that off. Okay, so disc 3 is the original mono. And this is, I believe, sourced from analog tape. And then the other stuff is all digitized. They went with a digital source. You can see my lights reflecting. It's awful. But it's the original lineup, and then you get a bunch of sessions. In fact, you get 2 full albums of sessions, it looks like. Side 1, Side 2, Side 3, Side 4. So this is 4 records? Wow. Pretty impressive stuff. And then an EP. Okay, so let's start unboxing. Let's see what it is. I mean, the biggest thing is the book, right? That's kind of the cool thing. So, artist copyright strikes in 3, 2, 1, Revolver. So that's the book of it. You know, comes with that big outer case, but here's the book, and it's got, you know, there's some embossing here, kind of cool. You can see, yeah, it's reflective. There's like this embossing up here, and it's a little bit of the hair from the drawing on the cover of Revolver, and it's got the whole rundown, and then some nice stuff, some drawings. This is a big book. How many pages is this? It's like 90 pages. I mean, I don't think in their right mind the Beatles could have ever considered that they would do a 90-page book on one of their albums. Do we have that much to say about it? You know, even the Louis John book is like, you know, a couple of pages per, you know. Anyway, per album. Okay, so this is the new... This looks like the new mix. Yeah, this is... Oh, this is the mono. This is the mono album. Okay. No, it's stereo. It says stereo right there. So this must be the stereo, the new mix. I haven't heard it yet. But it's, now this is confusing. Look. Up here, mono, right? Label. said stereo. Stereo. Right, where is it? Right there, stereo. But the sleeve says mono. They're really trying to confuse me. Disc 2. Here's disc 2. Now, this is a double album. Oh. Disc 2. This is a double album. And look at the cover of this guy. Whoa. It's a whole lot of Beatles cut up. With a nice gatefold. That's inside of Abbey Road, Studio B, I believe. And then on the back, so these must be the outtakes. I'm guessing these are the outtakes because you would do 2 albums of outtakes. Yeah, and that's exactly what they are. Up here, there's, let's see that, a little bit of that. Yeah, you can see it. It's like all the different takes of Tomorrow Never Knows, Got to Get You Into My Life, Love You Too, Paperback Writer, Rain, some outtakes of Rain. Including an actual speed version because they speed. The Beatles sped up everything to give them more a higher pitch. That was a common trick. Very cool. And then some John's demos and some speech stuff. Very cool. This is going to be the one to check out. This is going to be the kind of fun one because you're going to hear all that stuff that went on behind the scenes, which I'm excited about. All right, so now here's Revolver Stereo. This one says stereo. What does the label say? Label says stereo. I wonder if I got a misprint on the other one. It's going to be interesting to see, or maybe they sent me 2 stereo records and didn't give me the mono. Well, that's going to be gypped. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, so you get 2 albums. One says mono, one says stereo, and then you get the double album. That's cool. Has a Parlophone label. Oh, it's cool. Look at this. Look at this. It's a white label, and it's like typewritten, so it's kind of like a demo, the demo of the Beatles, the catalog number. Like, it's just printed, guys, but it looks cool. Right? And it's made in the EU. It's labeled right there, right? See that? Made in the EU. So this is really cool. All right, I'm down for this. I geek out on shit like this. I admit it. I'm a Beatles fan, and Revolver might be my favorite record of theirs. Certainly in the top 2 or 3. And oh, there's one more mystery thing in here. Wait, I see one thing hidden down. Oh, this must be the EP. Oh, very cool. So look at this. There's like a 45 that's buried in this thing, and it's the single of Paperback Writer and Rain. Because if you remember, Paperback Writer and Rain were singles, and the Beatles, to give fans value, wouldn't put it was a practice in Europe. They wouldn't put their singles on the album. So if they released a single, they kept them off the record. So because they wanted the fans to get more music that was new, and because everybody was buying the singles already, they assumed that you already had the single, and doubling that up and putting it on the album in that time was considered like you were giving your fans less value. So there you go. That's the Beatles Revolver set. Anything else you guys want to see about this? What are you curious about? I'll go through the chat now. Get back into the chat. So yeah, I'm very anxious now. I want to play it. To get the turntable out back there and start going through it. Yeah, okay. Hi-Fi Boog was getting closebacks next. This is where we left it off. JTB says his cat's favorite band is obviously the Hollies. Okay. What's the song reference? I'm trying to get the song reference. I think of Black Cat. Oh, that's Black Dress. Anyway, Last Rhino says also in the category of insane stuff. Yes, I can't believe after so many quality videos you still have less than 5,000 subs. Dude, that's the story of YouTube. That's the story of my life. I'm an old geezer. Nobody cares. Nephilim81 says he's now declaring the D8000 as his all-time favorite headphone thus far. I still want the D8000. You know that, right? You're just Nephilim. You're teasing me, man. Whether it's tubes or solid state, he just couldn't be happier. I believe that, and I really want to hear him. You know that. Enable your night vision goggles because of the lights and all that. Oh yeah, because of the camera crapping out. I know. Tell me about it. Over at camera, Michael wearing pants confirmed. I'm not going to come on camera with, you know, going commando. That would be horrible. Okay, Last Rhino. Yes, totally agrees. Dacoris just reviewed the Bathies and also, and 49,000 have viewed it already. Yeah, nobody cares about my review. Anthony. Damn it. Overhead K, yes, I'm wearing pants. Yellow Submarine is a bit goofy, but still a fun song. Yeah, that was John wrote that for Ringo, for Ringo to sing. Clever song. You know, they did that. You know, Octopus's Garden, same basic deal. I don't know who wrote that one. Ringo may have written Octopus's Garden because I remember that thing in Let It Be where he was, or in the documentary where he came in with the song. That may have been a Ringo composition, and then the boys helped him out with it. He still needs to watch, ATB still needs to watch the Beatles documentary by Peter Jackson. Well, you're a year late, buddy. Get with the program. That is $170 here in the UK. Yeah, this was over $100, I'm sure. I don't remember what I paid for it, but yeah, that was the thing. Physical media rules. It certainly does. There's nothing like physical media, and I still love tape, as you know. Yeah, that could be a misprint worth its money, like rare coins. Yes, I'm now going to eBay this and say, would you like a rare version that comes with two stereo records or one stereo side? I'm very confused by that. It's very crazy. No, my cat is not named Holly. Oh my God, we've talked about this, JTB. My cat's name is actually... The original name we had for him was Howler. Howler. Like the Howler, the kids in The Thing. Harry Potter would get from their parents, because Holly showed up on our doorstep making a shit ton of noise. He was outside the house screaming his head off as a stray baby. And so... we named him Howler, and then that got shorted to Howlie. So it's Howl, Howlie. Oh my God, Holly. Come on. That is a dog name, though. I know a couple of Holly dogs. Holly without the W. Victorina says, sorry, one more question on the Batiste. I still call them Bathies. But on the Batiste, compared to other focals I tried, do you find them too tight on your head or quite comfortable? I find them in the middle. I do think that the Utopia is more comfortable. My biggest issue with them really is the cup size. I have elephant Dumbo-sized ears, right? Which is good from an audio perspective. I get to hear more. But from a practical perspective, you know, I prefer a larger ear cup to house these giant Dumbo flaps. And so they... I think they're a little tight on my head, like they're a little claustrophobic, whereas the Utopia is more spacious. The cups are a little bit deeper, the cups are a little bit larger, the driver isn't so close to the surface of the plastic, and because they're open backs too, they don't make your ears heat up like a closed back will. They're just, you know, but that said, I've worn them for hours at work, like from 8 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon, several days, and I do take them off from time to time just to give my ears some breath, some air. But I didn't, like, they weren't like, oh, I can't wear these anymore. uncomfortable. They definitely have more clamp, but we're talking about an aluminum spring compared to a carbon fiber band. So yes, the carbon fiber will have more flexi-flex and not clamp down as much. But also, I also believe, and I haven't mentioned this before, and I probably should, because they are noise canceling, they need a great seal to accomplish their task of canceling noise. And they do that. And they do that extremely well. So, yes. So, you know, keep that in mind. They do need a significant seal because they're going to work on keeping the noise out. So there you go. The subscriptions will come. Or they won't. Who are we kidding? I do enjoy our time here, though. I love doing this show. This is a fun show to do. I enjoy putting the episodes together. I enjoy I really like the live shows. This is kind of like our chance to like hang out together. If I could get some time, enough time to start Patreon, my dream is to start a subscriber, or like do the subscription thing with YouTube, or do a Patreon thing, and the benefit, or the benefit from like a mid-level, like a $3 subscription or something, would be you can be admitted to our Zoom chat. And if we all moved this party in the afternoons to Zoom, we have two-way cameras then. We can actually, show each other's gear off and talk. I can hold stuff up and you can hold stuff up, and we can actually do this over video. And that is a more interesting prospect to me. It's just a matter of me finding time to actually do something with Patreon. I need a staff, and the show doesn't make enough money for me to have a staff. It's a loss leader, folks. Getting killed. So yeah, so that's the reality. Like when the show gets bigger, if if enough people care, I don't know if people will, and it's their prerogative. I don't care. If the show gets bigger, then we'll do some different things. We'll get some Patreon going and try some different stuff. I think it's interesting. It's a show that I want to do, and that's the most important thing, because I got to enjoy what I'm doing. So if I don't enjoy it, if I'm not enjoying the time we're spending and the process of building the shows, I'm going to go do something else, because there's a lot of work to do this show. It is. It's a commitment. It's like you got to do the research on the shit, and then you got to, write the episode, film the episode, edit the episode, get the episode up, and making thumbnails, and keeping people interested and letting you guys know what it is. And I'm not moaning. I enjoy the process, and I really like the people who like the show. You guys, you guys are funny and a riot. So there you go. That's that. Whether the subscriptions come or not, we'll see. Who knows? Okay. Victor and subscriptions will come. Anthony Berman says, on his head, personally, he found them too tight. I don't know. I've had the Batiste on my head for hours and hours, and I have a big head. Ask anybody. And so it doesn't seem, yeah. So it doesn't seem to bother me much. I can certainly get by with them, and like I said, I've spent hours, so I'll give Focal a pass on the comfort. I'm more worried about the tuning. Like that upper mid thing really bothers me, and then the looseness of the sub bass. It's boomy, folks. It's boomy. Benjamin Craig says, I care. Cheers, brother. It's so fun. You patronizing fools. Throw the man a bone. JTB says, let's get the porno spammer to fund the show. Yeah, I'll let porno spammer put up his XYZ whatever he wants to do, if he's willing to buy us a headphone every now and then. fund my next major. Oh man, I'm getting some moisture down here that we don't really want. My wife's favorite word, moist. Women don't like that word for some reason. It's crazy. Let's talk about life. Baby, talk about you and me. Nephilim says, Michael, being a product of the 80s, he'd love to hear about my experience with Duran Duran. That episode has not aired yet on ET. But, yeah, I had the 4 guys at Hollywood at the... I always say the Kodak because it was the Kodak for so long. It's called the Dolby Theater now, which is the Hollywood Highland Theater where they hold the Oscars every year. It's in that big, huge, cavernous theater that holds. It's where, and they had the same theater that they held the premiere for the Black Panther movies. It's a Disney thing, and so all the big stars usually go over to the Pantages, which is across the street. It's the Disney-owned. Pantages is a Disney-owned... It's not the Pantages. The Pantages is the... The Pantages is the theater. What is that theater? Now I'm going nuts. Oh, guys, I got to figure this out. The Disney owns the theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And you know it because there's a Disney store in the lobby. Where you can get your Mickey Mouse on. Let's go to Maps. And we're going to go to the Dolby Theater. The El Capitan. Thank you. The El Capitan is the theater that's owned by Disney. It's across the street. So when they do a premiere on Hollywood Boulevard... the El Cap is where the stars go because they want the stars in the Disney theater. But if there's overflow on a major premiere, they'll do the screening at the Dolby, which is the big, huge Oscars theater across the street. And that's what they did for Black Panther. And we were there the day after Black Panther premiered. So they had all these people in the night before. And then we got there. It was totally empty, and we got to set up on stage, and I had the 4 Duran Duran guys, which was Simon and Nick Rhodes and the 2 other guys who I always forget their names. But they told stories. I mean, they had great stories about their first tour of America and what the girls were like. They were all chasing girls or guys, I don't know. They were fan favorites when they came through the States, and they weren't getting a lot of airplay at first, and then like once they and then it kind of like they got tons of airplay and no accolades. Like everybody, like tons of criticism from the rock community, and they just went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, and and they told us that they never thought they would. Because they were so mainstream and so pop and sold so many records, that kind of gives you a little stigma with the credible rock authorities. You know, well, you're too popular. You know, there's something wrong with you because the girls like your songs or whatever. So. Yeah, they were fun. They were a lot of fun, and they had a ton of stories. And that just hasn't aired yet. I can't give up a ton of stuff about it. But they were very charming. They came in. It was Simon's birthday. We gave Simon a birthday cake, Simon Le Bon. So we did that. We brought him a birthday cake, and he blew out the candles and stuff. And that was a story. Getting a birthday cake. We were on site when I learned that it was Simon's birthday that day, and I had to actually find a birthday cake in 20 minutes and have it there with a decoration on it that said "Happy Birthday, Simon." Try doing that at Hollywood and Highland. That's when your producer skills kick in. And I had to I called a friend of a friend who rushed to the nearest Ralph's grocery store and picked up the thing. Oh yeah, John Taylor. That's the other guy from the group. Thank you. Thanks for the help. I forget stuff. Nephilim says, "Oh yeah." So yes, Nephilim. They were all charming guys. We had the 4 main guys there. I think that I don't know. The ceremony happened last weekend for the induction ceremony, and that's when they do the concert and they play together. And I believe that John was at. He's the guy that's out of the group, and I believe he came back for when they performed together. He was there. So they reunited the original Fab 5 for that. Anthony Berman says, start up an OnlyFans page, Michael. Some women are making a fortune on there. Except it would be the reverse. It's like, I will keep this shirt on if you will give me $5. If you don't give me $5 now, this shirt's coming off. Be like, oh my God, pay him. Headphone fetish, yes. That's what we do around here. It's the headphone fetish show. You guys are going blue on me. Nephilim81. Michael, he tried the Stelia. Also tried the Stelia from Focal. Like you, they didn't grab me. Yeah, I hated them. I hate to say that about anything. I really didn't like them. And I bought them. Like, I actually paid my own money. And I was like, I didn't get it. It was like they were the bad parts of the Utopia. They took all that stuff and they shoved it into the Stelia and put a really nice bronze package around it because those are gorgeous headphones. They just don't sound very good. The Celeste is Benjamin Craig's biggest headphone regret. Yeah, and the Stelia was probably mine because I really wanted to, I mean, I don't regret it because I wanted to hear them. But man, like, what's going on there? Like the lower grade focals, I don't think they trickle down so well. And there are people who rave about like the Aliers and all that stuff, the clear, those lower models. I have not had great focal experiences in headphones beyond the Utopia. This is a better but the Batiste is a better headphone experience for me. And I'm enjoying them. So, you know, they're a little livelier tuning. They're probably a little too lively in some cases, but they get a little bright up top here and there. But on the tracks that they hook up with, and I really preferred them with the DAC off of the, hooked up to the Cayin N8. The SB1000, for some reason, that Bluetooth signal is just bright as hell. So you put a bright headphone on a bright signal, it's nasty. It just doesn't work so well. So the second I switched over to the Cayin N8, things started improving. Still went bright on the Alanis Morissette track though in that episode today. Very good. JTB says Celeste is a weird fit in the Focal headphone lineup. Radiance is the better closed back Focal. I had the Radiance in here. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great. Interesting. And you know, where does the ZMF Verite closed back fall into all of this? Because right now, if I had to pick a closed back, it's Lyric. The Lyric is my favorite closed back at the moment. But I haven't heard everything, and I certainly haven't heard, you know, the Verite closed by many accounts is like the one to hear. But I also like the HD820, and nobody likes that headphone. Call me weird. I think people don't understand that headphone. I don't think that it's a bad headphone. I think people don't understand it, or they're expecting something that it doesn't deliver. They're expecting it to do something different than it does. But I enjoy them, but they got, and I think they're one of the few F ratings on Crin's website. Love them. They're great. Give me an F. F for fantastic. Yeah, but the Stelia, I so wanted that headphone. I was down for the Stelia. I'm like, I like the Focal Utopia. I think it's a great headphone. And I'm like, give me a closed back version of that in a much more attractive package than the Utopia. Yeah, totally down. And disappointment everywhere. Disappointment ensued. JTB says, we talked about that. It's a weird fit. Well, when they get into the smaller Focals, the cups get smaller too, and the fit gets weird. I don't know. Duran is a guilty pleasure for many. I enjoy them. I listen to anything. Yeah, I like, you know, but I also like George Michael, and you know, you would think a guy like me who like, I clearly like metal, I clearly like hard rock, I like Zeppelin and the Stones and the Beatles and all of that, and then I can turn and go jazz. I love Miles. I love certainly. Thelonious Monk is my favorite jazz musician, but I can still turn on some pop and you know, Taylor Swift. I think Taylor Swift is great. Don't like the new record though. I think the new record is a misstep from Taylor Swift, and it's the highest selling album of hers to date. This new one. It's called Focus, is it? But it's the highest selling record, and she occupies the entire top 10 songs on the Billboard charts right now. Do you know that? Taylor Swift literally owns 1 through 10 on the. It's the first time in Billboard history that a single artist has controlled or has a place in each of the first 10 slots on their chart. Isn't that amazing? But I listen to the record and I'm like, it's soupy. It's soupy techno stuff that I would expect kind of from a Drake or somebody like that. It did not do it for me. Rio is the best Darren Duran album. I do like Rio. I think that's a great song. It's a great song. It's a great album. Hungry Like the Wolf was, I can't tell you, that was the most played song, I think. That and I Love Rock and Roll were the two songs that were played most in the gym where I used to work out when I was in high school, trying to get big for football. Those two songs were by far the most played songs I can remember growing up, when I used to hang out at the gym. It's on constantly. Back up to JTB says the Audeze LCD-XC is a good closeback if you can take the weight. And I have that, but that's another one I want a tuning tweak to it. I think it's very good. I think it's also in that bright category. But everything once you get out of that lower treble, upper mid-range is spot on. It's got an outstanding regular treble, like when you get into the meat of the treble, and the mids are fantastic, and the bass is great, and it even has some sub in there that's fun, and they're slammy, so it's a great overall headphone. It's just a bit bright in the wrong places. It's another one. I really wish I could get a slightly tweaked version of that headphone. That's me. I think Mrs. Director just came home. We'll see if she barges in. She's got class tonight, even though it rained today. They're going to go splash it out in the park. Dance class. All right, so check out the LCD2 closed back. Well, I have the XC. Isn't that the same basically thing, but refined? Isn't the LCD XC a refined version of the LCD2 closed? I think it is. Randy sold off his Verite closed for his 4s, LCD 4s. He misses them. Yeah, they're good. By most accounts, they're good. And if they're anything like the Atrium, I didn't care for the Verite openbacks a little. They were a little vague. But that was also 2 years ago. I would bet that I have a new appreciation for the LCD, for the Verite openbacks that lost a shootout to the Utopia years ago, and I had to sell them. I took a bath on that headphone. Oh my God, guys. Talk about dumb on top of dumb. Buy a brand new custom set of headphones that they charged me up the butt, so it got exactly the wood I wanted with the exact metal I wanted and the exact finish I wanted. I rolled up the cash truck for that and didn't like the headphone. Stupid. On top of stupid, folks. Hey, for all you new guys out there, I'm going to talk a little bit about our what we do with our our vendors. We have like a couple of vendors that you can get deals at, Director's Garage deals at. One is the big one, and that's Audio 46, and I say this in every episode, and if you've seen the episodes, if you go to Audio 46 and you use the coupon code to check out Director's Garage, all one word, you can get an extra 5% off most of the stuff they carry. And when we're talking about these $2,000, $3,000 products, that 5% becomes a whole lot of money in a hurry. It's really cool. And they're great people over there. And that's one way to support this channel. Another way would be to click the Amazon link below. And if you just go to Amazon, buy anything off of that link, don't have to buy what it's linked to. You can empty your cart and fill your cart up with anything else. And Amazon just gives me like a 0.1% or something. It's like one of my revenue streams. It's a lame ass revenue stream, but it's a revenue stream. And then Linsol, we have a little deal with Linsol. You can go to Linsol using the affiliate link, and then that kicks back to the show. Those are the ways to support this channel that has no subscriptions and no subscribers. We are closing in on 4,500. I have a drinking problem today. It's recent. Yeah, we're closing in on 4,500. It says we're going to be at 5,000 subscribers soon, so that's kind of cool. I never had any expectations for this channel. I just thought I'm going to do a show that I always wanted to do, and there you go. That's why we're here. Yes, Rio and JTB says Rio is a great song. That's my little spiel. I do that once an episode, just so you know. It doesn't take long. It was painless, wasn't it? I've got it down. And subscribe to the Director's Garage. Help us get our numbers up if you haven't already. Don't be that guy. I'm going to hold out. It cost you so much to click the button. It's 5 calories, man. You might need them. Nephilim says, yeah, and then JTB was saying, Rio is a great song to test the bass on new headphones. Yeah, that's a good bass track. I like that one. I should try that sometime. I haven't done that. I do Dreamin' Blue. That's my Los Lobos go-to. Really like that. And Last Rhino says, welcome, Last Rhino. If you have, I give him cheers to you, buddy. Cheers. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by today. I don't think I said that earlier. I like to welcome everybody. We have so few. I know you all by name, by handle. If you didn't care much for the ZMF Open, curious why I want to hear the close, because they say the close is a very different headphone. It actually gets, the people who have had the close tell me it's nothing like the Open, who have owned both. They think that they say it's a different headphone, and if I'm going to do a closed shootout, that's got to be in the mix, because that is the de facto, I think, closed back God headphone at the moment. Is it not? Is there another? If somebody tells me the Stealth is the de facto, I'm gonna throw up. I didn't like the Stealth. Too much. I didn't like. Sorry, Dan Clark Audio. I didn't like it. But I am curious about the Expanse. That's a good headphone. So I hear. Shroud. Cheers, Shroud. How do I make my friends don't see me buying Duran albums? You store them in the same folder as your porn. On your hard drive. It's the best I got, guys. I'd turn it back to the XYZ dating site. JTB sold his Verite closed after hearing the Auteur Classic. Don't feel the need for a close back. I do feel the need for a close back. I think there's a space for them, and there's especially those of us who travel a lot, we want a close back for the planes. Just after the best sound signature you can find. Yeah, there's something to that, and I definitely am. That's that's where the Abyss comes in, and the LCD-4 and the Elite. But I need a headphone that I won't disturb those around me for various reasons, for the office, for everything. Get in touch with Apos and Shenzhen Audio. I buy all sorts of stuff from Shenzhen. Such a fool. They don't send me anything. Nephilim81 says, the video for Rio revolutionized MTV. So did Girls on Film. That was another one that really did it. Girls on Film was really a breakthrough video. But we all know Thriller was everything. That was the seminal moment. I still think the Talking Heads, how I do believe Mrs. Director came. You know, I've had my watch on upside down all day. I didn't even know it. How about that? Bobby James Faison. Cheers, Bobby. Welcome to the show. We're winding down now. We're in our waning minutes. I usually don't go beyond 90 minutes because too much of Michael is too much of Michael. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Revolver. Getting to check out the Revolver. I showed you everything. Anything else you guys wanted to see about this package? Happy to show it off to you because it's here. But Bobby James, welcome to the show. Nephilim81 says, Michael, you are right. Much like many headphones, the XE has treble anomalies. Yeah. Otherwise, boy, everything else about that headphone's fantastic. It's just got that like one area that where headphones go bright, and it's just it's punching through a little bit. And on the wrong tracks, man, it's rough. It's a little rough. And I've become, over time, an Audeze fanboy. Clearly. I've got a bunch of Audeze headphones here. Some of them are for sale right now on the Director's Garage sale down below. You can pick up your LCD-5 if you want. Or the Carbon, or anything. Mrs. Director is in the house.
Oh, hello, people!
There she is. We're just getting down to the last few minutes here of our live stream, and yeah, there we go. Last round says apparently Kennerton Why do so many people use Ragnar or Ragnar? Ragnar. Why is that such a popular name for headphones? It's like, do the Vikings have better hearing than the rest of us? Is that why they do that? Because there's so many like Scandinavian references in names. I'm not sure about the Kennerton stuff. I have not heard a Kennerton that has just, like blown me away. I like the horn driver in the Jallarhorn, but the build was so bad on that headphone it couldn't even come close to competing with anything in its class. It was so bad. Last round, we said that. JTB says, when he listens to Iron Maiden, so does everyone around him. Oh, man, but that's such good stuff. Wanna give it up. Dun, 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 dun. So good. Bobby James Faison says, hi, Mrs. Director. Oh, she may have left the room to go get some food. Looney Luna. Hey, there's a new name. Looney Luna, welcome to the Director's Garage live show. In our waning moments, as we wrap up another happy hour Humpday Hangout, which we're going to change to, what we're going to change the name of it to? Somebody help me. I got to go all the way back to the beginning of this show. We're going to call it the Funkadelic Hour. What we're going to call it? I don't remember. Somebody remind me in the chat. Talk about changing the Humpday Happy Hour Hangout to something else. The LCD closed back has no phaser, so it's lighter and tuned differently from the treble. Okay, fair point. I never owned the LCD2, so I couldn't tell you. TS says, are you going to get the 2022 Utopias? He's getting a new set, and he's torn between those and the Susvara. Well, they're two very differently priced headphones. One is, what are the Utopia 2022s going for? Are they $5? One's $5, one's $6. They're $1,000 apart on price. I'm toying with the idea. I've got to sell some stuff. I'm hoping that somebody, maybe Audio 46, will see to it to send me a sample pair for to review, like they did the Meze 109s here that are going to be up next, probably. My next planned show, which I'm way behind on, by the way. I've got way more done on the show after this next one than this next one. But am I planning to do it? Well, I will do it if I get the headphones in here. Am I planning on buying them? They're on a short list, but there are many headphones on the short list, and it's going to come down to who gives me the best deal once I move some product out of here. And you know, chances are it won't be a new headphone, because I tend to buy used for this. Like, I'm going to find somebody who's listened to the 2022s and didn't care for them, and now he's going to unload them at a discount on HeadFi or something like that. That's usually what happens. Sometimes I have people come to me and go, hey, I don't like these. I'm going to sell them. I'd rather sell them to you because I know I'll get paid. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I've done some trades too on the show, so maybe I could trade out for them. Something else. I don't know. Randy says, do you prefer solid state or tubes for the LCD4? The 4s are 200 ohms. So far I've gravitated towards solid state. I know of several people who say that tubes are the way to go with the 4. I kind of gravitated towards this Ferrum stack. I think that's the best I've gotten out of them. Personal opinion. I just think they dig a little deeper with a solid state amp. That's my opinion. Your mileage may vary. Kennerton Ragnar are amazing closed back. Michael, you got the old design. Maybe. Lives Michael's music meeting. Could be. JTV says, buy Michael's Susvara. Yes, somebody buy it, and then we can move on and we can get some different things going on in here. That's the thing. He may want those Susvaras to ride in with his big truck. Okay. Very expensive headphone and a great big truck. Got the Susvaras. Gotta have it. If it's a Cullinan, maybe. You guys know that one. Or the Bentayga. JTB says, who sells the Kennerton Ragnar? I don't know that they're on the market anymore. Audio 46 had some Kennertons in there. They had the Jallarhorn for a long time. Let's see. Let's look at brands. I know they carry Kennerton. Kennerton? The closed back Jallarhorn. They still have that suspended band, man. Not very good. But at least they've put some padding over the outer band. I should probably show. This is being really rude because I'm not showing you guys. The Ragnar Dynamic is sold by Audio 46. They are $1,641. Welcome to the world. They have 3 different colors, though. You can get the Dusk. Dusk looks cool. Or the Baltic Sea. I like the Dusk. You guys want to see it before I go? Let's go to the laptop of Fury. Nope. There you go. There it is. There it is. So let's go to Audio 46. And sorry, I gotta bring the mic over. You can't, or you won't be able to hear. Okay, so we're on Audio 46, and we're gonna go to brands. Kennerton. This is what he's talking about. He's talking about this headphone down here, the Ragnar 1641. Got it? Got it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Kennerton, you know, I like the drivers. I just, again, the problem is, I hope you can see is this band right here. The old band, they used to have the outer band, which is this top loop. That used to be exposed, and it was just a piece of metal. And that would resonate. So that was problem 1. Problem 2, though, is this suspension thing. There's like a nylon strap running through there that flexes and picks up the slack. And that sound, that is really microphonic and nasty. And I don't like it at all. Sorry, guys. But yeah, it's the same suspension that's on, not the Meze, the other one I got. I don't remember. Some Hifiman thing. The R9. It's on the R9 for sure. And there you go. And I just saw it on another headphone recently that I just did on the show. Can't remember what it is. It's not the Focal. The Focal is a solid band. Ah! We just had the Revolver box fall over, folks. I can't crank up the Revolver box. Holly wants to come back in. Okay, guys, we're going to start wrapping it up because it is 5 o'clock, which means it's dinner hour here at the Director's Garage. So yes, Audio 46 will sell you a. Wow, it's getting windy out there. We'll sell you a Kennerton Rogner for $1,600. Buy used, people. Buy used. I'll bet you can get that headphone for well under $1,000 used. Just stay with it. Stay with it. Keep the fight strong. All right, folks. Thank you guys for stopping by today. Man, what a fun day. This was fun. We had some fun things happen. I'm going to start the goodbye music. There it is. I don't know when I'm going to get the next episode out because I haven't even written it and I haven't done the research on it. So we've got a ways to go, maybe a week or two before I get that episode shot and out the door. But it's going to be a review, a thorough review of this Meze right here. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. It's got the plastic. See this plastic thing? We'll go to the top. Okay, one last time before we go, real quick. See this? It's an elastic band connected to, this is what we're going to talk about this on the show though. It's an elastic band that goes through this plastic strap, and the sound that this makes is unconscionable. Who does that? That's very un-Meze-like. So, and that's the same thing that the Rogner does, and the same thing that Kennerton does with that inner strap. It's a suspension technique, but it's not a good suspension technique. All right, cheers, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Tip your waiters and waitresses on the way out the door, and I will see you guys before you know it. Cheers, everybody. Have a great one. Have a great rest of your week. I hope you find some good music. That's my wish to you.